So I'm Emily Heath. I work at Unilever on the global brand Sure Deodorants, and I am a global senior brand manager. I mean, there's quite a few, I'm not going to lie. In a post-COVID world, there's so much that you've had to adapt to. So I think one of the biggest things that we're really navigating is that people's habits and attitudes and behaviours have completely changed. Like, I work on what's called a personal care brand, and over the COVID period, people really got into different sort of routines when it came to their personal care, and so we're having to really navigate things like that. Over COVID, people also started to consume content incredibly differently. Like, it's no longer, you're no longer reliant on certain channels or over-reliant on the new channels. Like TikTok absolutely exploded. And then other things is obviously with the cost of living crisis, you're really having to navigate that, the inflation, how do you bring value when people are really struggling day to day? So there's so many different things we're like navigating, and I'd say almost daily it could possibly change. But I guess those are the big headline ones. So we do a lot on social. I mean, you can't these days. If you're not on social, where the hell are you? I'd say you have to be quite careful that it doesn't completely replace traditional marketing channels, but there is a true role for it. I guess over the next 6 to 9 months, all we're trying to do is just ensure that we're working with people that they're the right voices for us as a brand. They don't necessarily have to be the most famous voices, they just have to be the right voices. So we have multiple, I guess around the world, because I'm a global brand, we have about 200 to 300 different influencers, varies market to market depending on how big that brand is. In the UK we have 5 or 6, but in the likes of the US we have 30 or 40, so lots. You've got to bring value, and value doesn't necessarily mean that it's cheap. It needs to be something that people are willing to pay for, whether that is willing to pay more for or just willing to pay what it is. So for us, it's just about ensuring that we're delivering products that give consumers exactly what they need and want at the price that works for them. I think brands need to be careful that they don't get too caught up in the new shiny toys. Some brands will have a real role to play on the likes of Web3, AI and so on, and other brands just won't. And it's okay if you aren't, and it's about finding the right place for your brand to be playing, because consumers aren't necessarily going to go to a Web3 or an AI area and expect to see all brands. So what's really important is finding the right house for you and the right channels for you and the right voices for you along with that. So that's going to be the tricky one, is not getting distracted too much by the new toys.